So I'm back. It's earnings season once again, second quarter earnings season about to kick off this week. And you know what that means? It means the banks, but there's also a handful of companies that report this same week every quarter. And they do shine a light on what's going on in the economy out there outside of the banks. And I thought I wanted to cover them this quarter because it ranges from furniture to consumer like beverages and a whole host of other things that are important, including in manufacturing and construction in the economy. So let's dive into some of these stocks. I am going to cover one of the banks because, of course, the banks still matter and it's going to be an important quarter for them as well. But there's a lot going on in the economy. People are trying to make sense out of everything. How slow is it? Is it even slow? Some of these companies are going to give us these clues. So what are they? Let's dive right in. Okay, the first one out of the gate is Basset Furniture. This is a furniture retailer. It's mostly in the South and the Midwest part of the country, although they do sell wholesale through bigger companies like Macy's or Bloomingdale's, like, companies that carry furniture outside of their stores. Just the brand Basset Furniture is a big brand. But as you can see, it has pretty good earnings surprise track record, except with this big miss last quarter. So what is going on that we saw this huge earnings miss last quarter, and to keep the stock just kind of sitting here, not going down, but not going up either, is the fact that furniture remains slow. And as the housing market remains pretty subdued and the sales are down about 30 to 40% off the peak, then, you don't need new furniture if you're not buying a new house, pretty much. So that's where the furniture sales are still struggling a bit. And these companies are just waiting for the consumer to return. Will it be this quarter that it returns? It's unclear. But the street is apparently willing to wait a bit because we have just this sideward motion. The stock is not getting crushed down worse than it's already been, but it's not going anywhere until we see that consumer return. So this is going to be an interesting area to watch. And it's one of the first of the furniture companies to report this earnings season. So this is going to give us a real good clue. Then we're going to get a big time transportation company. We usually get a few of the airlines plus the railroads really early on in earnings season. And the first of the airlines to report always is Delta, one of the premier of the airlines. I think most people would agree. But you can see they have put together 4 beats in a row now. The shares are off the 2023 lows, but starting to pull back again on concerns that this summer demand that is holding up from the consumer may not hold up for the rest of the year. So that's the concern now with Delta. We're going to get this next look at the consumer. Are they still willing to spend on travel and what's going on there? So this is a key one to watch. And we'll see. We'll see if these shares can turn around or if they're going to give us some kind of guidance that does indicate that the consumer is finally pulling back on travel. So Delta, ticker DAL, is high on my list this week. Then we're going to switch it over to the consumer side of beverages and food with PepsiCo. So this is snacks and beverages. And you can see it's got the great earnings surprise chart. It is an earnings all-stars, no misses in 5 years. That's even more impressive now, given the pandemic, which really upended things with a lot of companies back in 2020, but not PepsiCo. And these shares hit those new highs in 2023. Now they've come back down with a little mini rally here in 2024, but it's pulled back again. So what will they say is going on with the consumer? Are they still able to push through the inflationary pressures in the prices, or is that over now? It seems like it might be, and that could really hit margins with a lot of these consumer type of food companies. But let's see what happens with PepsiCo this quarter. I am expecting another beat because that is what they do. But other than that, we'll see Will this stock get a boost, or will it test these 2023 lows once again? We will see. Then I wanted to switch over to the manufacturing/construction side with one of my favorite stocks, which I've covered here on Earnings All Stars before, Fastenal. You can see up here, it is a Zacks number 4 sell. That must mean that some of the older earnings are dropping off ahead of their report this week. It too has a great earnings surprise track record, just 3 misses, and this one's about to drop off in the 5-year period. But last quarter was a rare miss for them, just barely 1.9%, but a miss is still a miss. So I do expect them to turn that around this quarter, maybe, hopefully. I do expect them to, but shares are now really pulling back on that earnings miss, and also the fact that Fastenal got pretty expensive on a PE basis. It was trading over 30 times, and the growth just isn't really there for the stock to be trading at that level. So we'll see. Will this pull back all the way back to these 2023 lows? Unclear, but this is going to be a key earnings report for Fastenal, both because it's a bellwether for manufacturing, but it's also a big tell on the construction side. So Fastenal, ticker FAST. And then I am going to cover one of the banks, the one that is hitting new highs, and it is considered by many to be the premier of the large banks, JP Morgan Chase, ticker JPM. Look at this chart. It is still busting out here in 2024. They've got a nice string of earnings surprises going back all the way to 2022 now. But how much more is left in the tank here, especially with the Fed possibly about to cut those rates? Can this continue to rise and defy a lot that's going on in the rest of banking? But JP Morgan, along with a few of the other large cap banks, considered sure things. You know, the Federal Reserve won't let them go anywhere. Basically, they're not going to go under anytime soon. And so this is a place to be if you want to be in a sure thing on the banking side. Now, it's not a sure thing that the stock's going to keep making these new highs, not at all. But it's a sure thing in terms of, you know, it's still being around to see another day. So JP Morgan Chase busting out here. It's looking a little bullish. Will another earnings surprise and some good guidance possibly push the stock even higher? That's what we're going to be watching this earnings season. Now, next week, we're going to continue to see a lot of the big banks. We are seeing a few others this week as well. Citigroup and Wells Fargo. We're going to get Bank of America. We're going to get PNC. We're going to get Bank OZK. We're going to get KeyCorp coming up in the next 2 weeks. These are all key mid-cap, the mid-size regional banks that are going to be reporting after these big guys go. So what is going on in finance? This is going to be a key area because a lot of these regional banks have seen a lot of weakness recently. So we'll see what they say, but this is the start. This is the start of second quarter earnings season. A lot of questions remain out there. What is going on outside of big tech, where we know there's expected to be double-digit earnings growth and nice revenue growth because of the AI story? What else is happening out there? We're about to find out. So you don't want to miss a single one of these Earnings All-Stars videos. I'm going to be doing them throughout earnings season. I will be bringing you more of the Earnings All-Stars themselves, like PepsiCo, that hasn't missed in 5 years. In case you're trading these stocks or just want to know what stock you want to really be watching this week on the earnings side, I'll be bringing you all of these and more. So get them all on our YouTube channel. Go to Zacks.com/YouTube or go over to YouTube and just put in Zacks Investment Research. You'll get our channel. Subscribe over there and make sure you get all of our videos, including the top stock picks of the week. And my Zacks Market Edge podcast is over there. But be sure to get us somewhere, and I'll see you again next week with some more earnings charts.